Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, if you watched the last episode, we worked on this tractor. It's probably been about 2 videos back. We got it under the barn. We're going to start tinkering with it. We're going to try to get the radiator out so we can get it repaired. And that's the goal for today, is trying to remove this radiator out of this Massey Ferguson 245. Y'all come along. So I have done taking some of these bolts out of the cowling. Believe it or not, the older 35s and 20s will pivot off this bolt right here. This whole cowling will come up. So I've got them disconnected. Right now I want to take and get the bottom radiator bolts. There's 2 of them underneath. Get them taken loose, and then we'll open this hood up and continue with taking everything out. So yes, like I said in the beginning, Massey Ferguson 245. If you ain't watched the video of us getting it running, or will it run, go back and watch it. It's pretty surprising. I tell you what, I was just amazed that day with this thing. It's just for it to sit 12-15 years and it fire up just like that, it's amazing. Now of course it is nasty, muddy, or not muddy but oily. We're going to do a lot of cleanup on it. Probably not in this video, but we gotta get that radiator snatched out because the filler neck is supposed to come up about right here. It doesn't. I don't know what happened to it, so I'm gonna try to take it out to my radiator shop guy and let him work on it, so that way once we get it back going, we can actually drive it around more, put it through its paces a little bit, and then start the cleanup process, repaint and all that. So let's see what we can do with these bolts. Now we're underneath, and there's a bolt right here. I know it's dark, you probably can't see. And there's a bolt right there. We're going to try to zip them off, and then we'll go back up top. And I do believe them are 11/16. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, it's wanting to slip. I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. I can't video, so I'll be back. Alright, there's your hood open. You got a bolt right here for this bracketry. You got your hose clamps down here. You got the bolts on bottom. You got a hose clamp right here. And this should come on off. Might have to tilt it forward some. I can set you up right there and let you see that. Hopefully. So there's the hose. The radiator should be unattached now. It feels like we're still on somewhere. That's been unbolted from the frame. So let me see what else is holding it. I'm gonna have to quit pretty quick because I got to go run some errands. I'm on a time crunch, but that's the way it normally goes. Well, welcome back. It's been a few days. You know how life just always gets in the way. Nothing wrong with that. Always got things going on, errands to run. But we're finally getting back on this, and we're gonna get this radiator out. And then once we get the radiator out, we'll have to take this shroud off. And then when we get time to run it to our nearest radiator shop, and hopefully they can fix it. So anyway, we got the bolts loose on bottom. Got the hoses loose. Bracket bolt here loose. We got to slide it off this hose. As you see, the hood folds down. I like that feature, so you can get to everything right here. It's pretty nice. That Massey Ferguson 35 that I had, if you go back and watch that video, it had the hood that folds down like that, and my TO20 that I have, that hood folds down. So it's really nice. I did have years ago a Ford 640, and them hoods don't fold down, and you have to take that whole hood section off to get to, say, your valve cover, gaskets, and stuff like that. And the gas tank on that one is bolted to the hood, so you're having to pick up all that one heavy fell swoop. It's not that bad heavy, it's just awkward and big for one person, but it can be done. I did it. But with this, it's nice because the hood comes open, a couple of bolts, fuel tank comes off with a couple of fuel lines and return lines, and then you can get right there to the motor. And if you want, and this is pretty much the same motor that was in that Ferguson 35, the one that I did the cheap rebuild on. If you ain't seen that one, go back and watch that one too. Kind of get a better idea of how this is all set up. It's pretty much the same thing. Anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping. I'm gonna apologize in advance if I bump the camera or the tripod, because we're kind of in a tight space right here. But we got to get that off. See how this folds down, and it should just slide right off, just like that. Now we do have brackets on bottom. I'll show you that in a little bit, that we'll have to take off. But the radiator is off. Now we gotta work on the shroud. See if I can get y'all in here and y'all can see some of this. So these are your bolt holes for them brackets for the radiator, here and here. And water pumps are even the same, but now on this one, since it's extended a little bit on this 245, it has an extension bracket to push that fan out closer to the radiator. So probably gonna replace this bottom, these hoses here and here, and that top hose up there while we got all this out. Might as well. I mean, ain't no sense in not doing it. It's hard, it's brittle, and that'd be my luck. Get it all back together, fixing to run a little bit, and it says spring a leak. So anyway, we're gonna get this hood folded back up. And I just tried to catch it on the fuel tank cap if I can, so it won't come back down, because it will flop back down with you. So yeah, that's right nice. Let me go over here and get set up. We'll try to take that shroud off the radiator. Welcome to the back side and the tailgate of the truck, aka my workbench. If you look at, here's these brackets I was telling you about, and these bolt to the frame, which bolts the radiator down, but now the radiator bolts to these brackets. Well, these brackets, these bolts are carriage bolts. So you got to be careful when you loosen them up. You don't want to strip the bottom side of that radiator out, just like that one's already wanting to strip. But it's loose enough, but you can loosen them up just a little more. I'll take these off with some vice grips and stuff later and clean them up where they'll work a lot better. But with the carriage bolts, the one nice thing about it is these holes down here are slotted. So you just move it to the side. These brackets kind of work to the side and they'll come right off. See how it clips in to that carriage bolt? And that's what the bottom side of your radiator looks like. that head of that carriage bolt slides in, and then it slides into that groove right there. So you need to get that off. And then on this side, it should be just the same thing. Same thing. So we'll have to save these brackets, clean up the bolts, and reuse them. Now, we need to get the fan shroud off because the guy at the radiator shop, once he gets a riser on that right here, then he'll perform a pressure test, and well, he'll probably flush it, make sure it's got adequate flow. If it doesn't, then he'll pull the top off and he'll core it, recore it, and rod it out, and then put it back together, then pressure test it. Everything checks out, he'll paint it, and then you'll get it back. And it's roughly, in my area, the last radiator I had done from him was right around $170 to $180 to do. Now, yes, you can get on and get one of them aluminum aftermarket radiators for about $145, but I said this before in previous videos, I'd rather have the original OEM if possible. This has always been tried and true. It's brass. This is a brass radiator, so I think it's going to dissipate heat better than the aluminum anyway. It's going to hold up better, I think, than the aluminum. So that's where I'm at with it. That's just, you know, you could do each one, but I also like to support our local businesses in the area. So that's what we're going to do. Now, make sure you get you a good flathead screwdriver, because sometimes these can be a booger to get out. That one feels like it's coming out pretty good. They got little washers on them, so you got these all the way down. And I'm a proponent of plastic bags, so we're gonna put them in plastic bags so we don't lose them, and put them on the magnet. Okay, I'm back. Sorry I got distracted. Squirrel, you know how that goes. Anyway, we're gonna take these screws out and get them put in this bag like I was telling you. I have a bunch of Ziploc bags, and I put stuff like that in there, and then I got a little magnet so that way it don't fly off. Yeah, oh, what fun. But we got to get these off, and that's just less that the radiator guy has to do. And so on this side there's only one hole that doesn't have one, but oh, I'm scratching the paint. Oh no, but I'm gonna mark each one of them that had a bolt in them, just so I kind of know. But good thing about doing these YouTube videos, unless you edit it out, you can always go back and look at them. Say, hey, let me look at that video and see where that went. Alright, so all of them are off. See how that's coming off. Flip this around. Repeat the same thing again. You gotta make sure that they'll unscrew nice and easy. Some of them, on these flatheads, some of them will give you a fit. Luckily, these are coming out fairly decent. Gotta have that fan shroud. That one was a little tough. Alright, I know this is about as boring as watching paint dry, so I'll get these out. I'll be back. Alright, there's my screws on the magnet. brackets, radiator, shroud. Radiator actually looks to be fairly decent shape. There is a spot right down there. It's kind of hard to see with the sunlight. But for craps and giggles, I'm gonna take it over to the water hose, and I'm just gonna run some water through it and see how fast water runs out the outlet. So we'll take it over there to the water hose. We'll let gravity do its thing, and we'll see how fast water flows out from just water flow going in. And that'll kind of tell me if there's any trash in it, or if he's gonna have to probably rot it out. Vent tube, no longer in existence. He might do something with that, or he might not. I'm not too much worried about it, as long as he can get a decent cap on it, about 14 psi, 12. Then I ain't worried about it. But that is the original OEM Massey Ferguson radiator, minus the riser. Sticks up about 3 inches right here with a cap. But somehow it went missing. So let's take this over to water hose and see if it'll flow a little bit. Now let's see what kind of flow it's got. Well, that's not good. Look at that. Can y'all see that? It's not even flowing it. So we'll have to rod this out. Dang it. Look how nasty that is. That should flow a lot faster than that. That mess coming out, it's like leaves. That's part of leaves. Well, we know it's got to be rotted. Ain't no sense in me messing with it anymore. So, next time I get to a radiator shop, I'll drop it off. Well, that'll wrap it up for this video. You know what we got to do. We got to take it to the radiator shop, have them rot it out, clean it up, make sure we're getting good flow rate, fix that riser on top, and then we'll be able to stick it back in the tractor. So if you ever needed to know how to take your radiator out of your Massey Ferguson 245, there you go. But anyway, I want to make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Sure helps me out on my channel. We're growing, slowly but surely. But I do appreciate every one of you. Oh yeah, hype it too. And until next time, y'all have a good one. We'll see you.